Did you know that in Call of Duty World at War, if you betray a fellow soldier whilst playing as an American character, the text on screen will read, "Friendly fire will not be tolerated." If you betray someone whilst playing as a Russian soldier, this message will now read, "You are a traitor to the motherland." It's a small detail that only friendly killing psychos will know. Hello and welcome to Hidden Video Game Details, the series that aims to show you things that you may not have known about your favourite games so that you can look really clever in front of your new stepmom. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe and do all that YouTube algorithm stuff, and without further delay, let's get started. Okay, let's begin with an often forgotten Rockstar classic. In episode 73 of this series, we discovered what happens if you try to beat a man to a bloody pulp in The Warriors. Well, thankfully, today's detail is a little more light-hearted. If you knock off a gang member's hat and then put it on yourself, this will happen.
Come on, we're buddies! Real funny. Now give me the hat.
This shit is low class.
Oh man, come on, give it back!
Now, I know that these are supposed to be hardened criminals who would kill you as quick as look at you, but come on, give the guy his hat back. Next up is another Rockstar game that is arguably just as overlooked. With the recent news that Max Payne 1 and 2 are getting full-on remakes, not just remasters, I decided to take a look at the third game in the series, starring the world's most run-down detective. You may recall that we paid extra attention to the way that Max sweats in episode 32. And the first of the Max Payne details for today's video also focuses on Max's shirt. During chapter 3, Max finds himself at an indoor football pitch. Now, as someone who played a lot of football as a kid, I know how easy it is to get grass stains on your clothes. Though it seems that Max never learned that lesson. Don't get me wrong, this isn't the most impressive detail in the world, but the fact that this is the only patch of grass in the game, or at least I think it is impressive that what little grass there is does stain Max's clothes. The next Max Payne 3 detail is really cool. Chapter 2 sees Max escorting members of the Bronco family to a nightclub. Of course, in the world of Max Payne, it's not long before the poop hits the fan and a gang attempts to kidnap one of the family. The thing is, if Max was on his A game, he may have noticed something was up way before he needed to dive through glass and land on a dance floor. During the chapter's opening cutscene, it's possible to see the kidnappers waiting for the Broncos to arrive. For example, here you can see two of the kidnappers talking as Max and the gang walk through the door. And whilst Max drinks on the job, one of the gang can be seen watching through the glass. Ultimately, there is nothing that you can do, it's a scripted cutscene after all, but the fact that these kidnappers don't just appear out of thin air is really cool. Something else that is really cool, and can also be seen in the cutscene, is Max's gun. When a cutscene starts, Max will be seen carrying the pistol he currently has equipped. Well, if that pistol has run out of ammo, that too will be reflected in the cutscene, as seen here where Max's pistol is empty. It's a nice touch. Oh, and I almost forgot, even when you're finished playing the game, there are still details to find. If you choose to quit the game, the quit screen will change depending on where you are in the story. Again, it's not the most mind-blowing detail in the world, but I can't think of any other game that has a detail like it. Now, whilst the world waits for EA to pull its finger out and give us a new skate game, there are skateboard games that are already available that do their best to replicate the sport. Well, minus the real-life bumps and bruises. Session is a skating sim that is currently available in early access on Steam, Xbox and PlayStation. Its control scheme can take some getting used to, with the triggers being used to steer and the sticks used for tricks, but once you get the hang of it, man is it rewarding. Anyway, the detail from Session actually requires you to ditch the skateboard and head into a shop. Now, at first, things may look normal, with clothes and shoes lining the shelves. However, if we take a closer look at this sign, we can see that it says, this plate should have information about these shoes. But because of copyright stuff, I will just fill this plate with random text, so from far away it looks somewhat the same and sells the wanted effect. And from closer distance, you might find this funny for some reason. Not an Easter egg. Okay, so it may not be an Easter egg, but it's definitely a really well hidden detail. Next up is another game that's new to this series. Propnight is basically a prop hunt version of Dead by Daylight. You must work with 3 other survivors to repair generators before making your escape. Of course, trying to stop you making your escape is a creepy killer that has to work out if that chair really is a chair. Now, a big part of any prop hunt game mode are the props themselves. Of course, you can disguise yourself as the standard things like crates, chairs, and other everyday items. Well, despite being a everyday item, this particular disguise is only one for those with a strong stomach. Yep, you can disguise yourself as a poo. I mean, it might be a pretty good disguise. That is, unless the killer likes to fish through toilets. The other cool detail from Propnight is similar to the message hidden on the sign in Session. On the house map, you can find a newspaper that, instead of offering you the latest news, actually has placeholder text where that news should be. My favourite part of the front page is extra extra, paste your text. I'm sure this isn't going to be the last we'll see of Propnight in this series. Right, I want to apologise. When I made my LEGO Star Wars video, I thought that I had seen all there was to see, though I did fully expect a few of you to prove me wrong. Well, 4 videos later and we're still finding things to talk about. First up is another Aurebesh translation. Aurebesh is a language that's used in the Star Wars universe and can be seen whenever you fight a boss in the Skywalker Saga. Of course, we covered a few of these translations in that original Skywalker Saga video, but there is one more funny translation that I wanted to share. When battling General Grievous, the translation will read, "more sabers than sense," which sums up the 4 saber wielding Grievous perfectly. Right, I'm going to end today's video with a promise. These are the last character interactions from the Skywalker Saga that I'll be sharing on this channel. We've covered so many of them at this point that, if I'm being honest, I'm getting kind of bored, despite how great they are. Anyway, here are even more brilliant character interactions from the Skywalker Saga.
That's some nice armor.
That's some nice armor yourself.
Yeah, that gate looked heavy. Sorry about that. No hard feelings?
You ever hear of the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Many a time now, sir. Yes.
You ever hear of the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
We can't keep doing this. You have told me countless times.
So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, then leaving a like is really appreciated. If you are a fan of Easter eggs, secrets, and hidden details in video games, then perhaps consider subscribing, as that's what this channel is all about. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.